This is a great class for calming your mind when perhaps you might be anxious or you just need an easier day. It's all on your back. You want to make sure you have a yoga block and a yoga strap that you can reach easily. Or you can just use a towel instead of a yoga strap. Start by lying down on your back. Allow yourself to slowly come onto your back with your knees bent. Feet are flat on the floor in line with your hips. And allow yourself to move your head so that your chin is in line and so that your neck is comfortable here. Keep your arms along your body with the palms facing down. Or if you'd like to, you can bring your hands to your lower belly. Begin to tune into your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. And see about getting your inhale to match the length of your exhale. Take one more deep breath, and then exhale one knee at a time and bring them both in towards your chest. You can interlace your hands around your knees if you'd like to, so that your arms are wrapped around your knees. Or you can put them behind your knees if you'd like to. And if you notice that while you're reaching for your knees that your shoulders are hovering off of the floor, then you can grab a towel or your yoga strap and use that to pull your knees in towards your chest. Shoulder blades and hips are evenly pressing into the earth and coming back to your breath. On your next inhale, straighten your arms and let the knees fall away from you just a little bit. And then as you exhale, pull the knees back in. So inhaling And then exhaling, hogging in. Just a very small movement. If you'd like to add more strength training to it, then you can release your hands and just allow your legs to do these motions. Then if you'd like to move your head from side to side as you're doing these small leg movements, you can do that for a nice neck stretch as well. So continuing with this movement, very simple, very easy. Just a very grounding, soothing, rocking motion here. And then on your next inhale, release. Let the feet come back to the floor for our next pose. And you'll need your strap or your towel for this one. And exhale, bring the right knee in towards your chest. And then use your towel or your strap and put it around the ball of the right foot. And then push the heel of that right foot up towards the ceiling as you straighten the right leg. You can keep a bend in that right knee if that feels better to you. And then if you'd like to, you can straighten out the left leg along the mat. Keeping both feet active. Pull the right hip down towards the bottom of the mat, down towards your foot, and left hip pulls up towards your face. Keeping both of the shoulders flat, shoulder blades flat on the earth, relaxing the shoulders. Soften the jaw, soften your face. If you need to back out of the pose a little bit, that's fine too. You always have the option of bending that right knee or bending the left knee and putting the foot back on the ground. Continuing to breathe. On your next exhale, take your right foot over to the left. So you're crossing that whole leg over to the left side. This gives you a nice stretch on your outer thigh here. You'll also see that I do a manual rotation here, so you can grab your upper thigh and push it out if you'd like to. Actually, you're going to be pushing it down. If you find that this is tiring for you, you'll see that I grab a block to rest my foot on. You can also opt to keep that right leg bent if you'd like to, so that you're just doing a simple twist here. Making sure that both shoulder blades are still on the earth, and you can look gently over your right shoulder. Inhale, bring your leg back up, bend the right knee, and release that leg. Bring both feet flat onto the mat with your knees bent, and we'll be doing our other side here. Actually, to begin, before we do that, just straighten both legs out. See how the different sides of your body feel different now. Maybe one leg feels longer than the other. And then bend both knees, place both feet flat onto the earth again. Bend your left leg into your chest. Put your strap around the ball of the foot and straighten your left leg. Or move it towards straight. And you're pressing the left heel up towards the sky. And then if you'd like to straighten out the right leg so that it's flush to the earth, or as flush as possible to the earth, go ahead and do that. Again, making sure that both shoulder blades are on the mat. If they're not, then bend that left leg so that they can come down onto the mat. Continuing to breathe, remembering to soften the jaw. And if you find your mind wandering, that's okay. Bring your attention back to your breath. And then you're going to take that left foot, that left leg over towards the right. Focus on keeping the shoulder blades plugged into the earth still. If you find that they come up, then back out of your pose a little bit. Again, if you want to rest that left foot on a block here, you can do that. And then take your gaze over your left shoulder. And inhale, bring your leg back to center. Release the leg. Both legs are flush to the floor. And now bend both of your knees here. So your feet are flat on the floor again. So there are a few different ways to practice this next pose. This is bridge pose. One of them is with the block, so you'll want to make sure that that's close by. So go ahead and grab your block and put it in between your thighs. So this is the first variation. So it's not quite on your knees, it's just a little bit below. And then on your exhale, you're going to lift up the hips and bring your hands and interlace them underneath you. Now, if that's too much for you for right now, then you can also place the block underneath your sacrum. Now, you'll see in the video that I have it very high up to begin with, so you can also take it to the second to highest level. And you might need to mess around with it a little bit to find the best spot for it, but you'll feel it. It's right where your sacrum is. This is a great heart opener, chest opener. Press the back of the head gently into the earth here. So whichever version of bridge pose you choose, you want to make sure that your feet are directly below your knees and that your knees are lined up with your hips. And then as you're ready, inhale, lift your hips up. And either release your block or just allow your hips to come down. And bring both knees in towards your chest. If you'd like to use the strap, you can do that. And if you'd like, you can rock side to side. And then this time you're going to do that same movement that we did at the beginning. So inhaling, knees into the chest, exhale. This time allow your feet to come almost down to the mat, if that's available to you right now. This is a little bit more strenuous than what we did at the beginning of class. So if you need to just take them a little bit away from your body, that's okay too. But with your inhale, bringing the knees in, with your exhale, taking the feet towards the mat, knees still bent. And then on your next inhale, release your legs, allowing your feet to come onto the earth, and bring your arms into cactus arms. So elbows are bent. You're going to press into the soles of the feet. Scoot the hips over a couple of inches to the right and drop your knees over to the left for our supine twist here. And then you can gently look over to the right if you'd like to. If this twist is a little too much for you today, you can put a block underneath that left knee. Bringing your attention back to your breath. We're getting a good twist here, wringing out our internal organs. Continuing to key into your breath. And then on your next inhale, bring your knees back to center. Press into the soles of your feet, lift your hips, and take your hips over to the left, about 3 inches. And then you can drop your hips, your knees, sorry about that. You can drop your knees over to the right. Again, if you need some support underneath the right knee, you can use your yoga block. And gaze over the left shoulder here. Feeling your ribs expand, front, sides, and back with every breath. And then release with every exhale. Allow the earth to hold you, to support you. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Bring your hips back to center as well. And for shavasana, you have some choices. You can either use constructive rest pose, which means that you would bring your feet out as wide as your mat And then allow your knees to come in towards each other so that they're resting on each other. So you can do that. Or if you want to take full shavasana, take your full shavasana so legs are extended. You can also put a blanket underneath your legs here if you'd like to, underneath your knees. Or if you want even more grounding, you can place your blanket on top of your hips, over your hips. Palms are facing up, arms away from the body. Adjust the head so that it's comfortable. Close your eyes and allow your entire body to sink into the earth, to be supported by the earth. Become aware of the points of your body that have contact with the earth. Your heels, calf muscles, hips, upper back, shoulder blades, elbows, the back of the head. Feeling the entire body softening, melting into the earth. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring small movements to your fingers and your toes. Maybe make some circles with your ankles and your wrists. Bring your arms up overhead and reach out through your toes. See how tall you got. Roll over to one side with your knees bent. Just stay here for a few moments. Allow yourself to give yourself some appreciation for taking this time to be present, to be in your body, to make that connection with your body. And as you're ready, lovingly press your hands into the earth and slowly bring yourself all the way up to seated. With the eyes still closed, come into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together at your heart, rub your palms together. And then press the heels of your hands lightly and lovingly into your eyes. Take a few breaths here, connecting to this new grounded space that you're in now. Lovingly slide your hands down the sides of your face and bring your palms together at heart center. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today.